Imagine walking out onto your porch with a fresh bowl of water, your heart full of a quiet hope to connect with the wild, only to watch every bird vanish into the trees the moment they see you. You have seen this happen 1,000 times and called it bad luck or skittish nature. But there is a silent, complex calculation happening in the trees right now that you have never truly noticed. Imagine your garden, a place you have built for peace and sanctuary, suddenly transforming into a high-stakes battlefield because of a single choice you made this morning. You think you are the provider, the friend who brings the seeds, but to the birds watching from the shadows, you have just broadcasted a signal of war that they have evolved to fear for millions of years. If you have ever felt that deep, unspoken connection with the creatures in your yard, you belong here with us. Please subscribe so you never miss a sign of the hidden world around you. Today, we are uncovering how your clothing is unintentionally turning you into a predator. And stay with us until the end, because the final discovery reveals how a single color can reset years of built-up trust in just 1 second. In the deep recesses of a bird's brain, specifically within the nidapallium where they store complex memories, an individual database is being built about you every single day. They are not just reacting to movement, they are studying your face, your walk, and your routines. However, during the height of the breeding season, which runs from March through August, their internal systems are dialed to their highest alert levels. This is when the color red becomes a declaration of territorial war. For a male northern cardinal, that bright red plumage is a biological signal of health, dominance, and ownership. When you step into your yard wearing a red shirt, you aren't just a human anymore. You are triggering a massive spike in corticosterone, the primary stress hormone, because the bird's brain processes that red visually as a massive rival male invading his home. The intensity of this territorial aggression is so powerful that it often overrides common sense. Research published in the journal Behavioral Ecology found that male cardinals will launch immediate aggressive dive bombs at red objects, singing at them with frantic energy, because the color red is such a strong trigger it ignores all other context. This is why you may have seen cardinals frantically flying at car mirrors, pecking at windows, or even swooping at people wearing red hats. The bird's brain sees the red and simply cannot distinguish the clothing or the reflection from an actual rival. This isn't limited to cardinals. Male American robins, with their red-orange breasts, use that color as a boundary marker for their territory. Studies have shown that robins will respond aggressively to orange surveying flags and red garden stakes placed in their territory, treating your red clothing as a high-level threat that demands constant vigilance. For the hummingbirds in your garden, the response is even more conflicted and stressful. To a ruby-throated hummingbird, red is the color of the nectar-rich flowers that sustain them, but it is also the color of the iridescent throat patches used in aggressive territorial displays. When you wear red near a feeder, a hummingbird might initially investigate you with a surge of dopamine, hoping for a meal, only to react with defensive aggression or fear when they realize you are a perceived threat to their food source. They may buzz your head, dive at you, or eventually choose to avoid your garden entirely while you are present because the red has triggered their territorial defensiveness. Beyond these personal rivalries, red serves as nature's most iconic warning label, a concept known as aposematism. Many poisonous insects and venomous snakes use red and black patterns to tell predators to stay away, and birds learn through experience that these colors are associated with toxicity. Furthermore, there is a deep-seated predator association that triggers a split-second assessment of life or death. Many raptors, like the common red-tailed hawk, have reddish plumage that songbirds scan for constantly. A flash of red in their peripheral vision can trigger an immediate freeze response or an alarm call because it resembles the coloration of a hawk in flight. Even once the bird realizes you are a human and not a hawk, that initial moment of alert delays their return to normal behavior and leaves them on edge. The most profound part of this silent relationship is the visual communication system you are accidentally interrupting. When you wear red, you are inserting yourself into a communication network that has been evolving for millions of years, and you are broadcasting a threat signal without even knowing it. This creates a massive problem for the process of habituation, where birds learn over time that a specific human is safe. Most days, you might wear muted earth tones like greens, browns, or grays that blend into the environment and don't trigger these ancient alarm bells. But when you wear red sporadically, you are essentially resetting the bird's internal database. The color change introduces uncertainty, and to a bird, uncertainty is dangerous. By wearing red only once in a while, you force them to relearn that you are safe, a process that takes valuable time away from their feeding and nesting. There is a deep sense of grief in realizing that we have been the reason for the silence in our own gardens. We spend so much energy trying to invite nature into our lives, only to unintentionally push it away with a simple fashion choice. To look at a bird and see it stay while you move is a gift of immense trust, a silent pact that says you are not the predator they fear. When we ignore the signals we are broadcasting, we break that pact. But there is a beautiful solution. By choosing to wear the colors of the earth, the tans, the grays, and the deep greens, we are choosing to speak their language. We are telling them that they are safe, and that our yard is a true sanctuary where they can raise their young without fear of a rival or a predator. As we close this chapter of our journey together, I want you to think about the last time your garden felt truly alive, and then think about the last time it went suddenly, hauntingly still. Was there a day when you walked outside and every wing beat felt like a frantic escape? Tell us about that moment in the comments below, and let's discuss how we can all become better neighbors to the creatures we love. Have you noticed a difference in how the birds treat you based on what you wear? We are listening to your stories. Thank you for being a part of this community. This is Mind of Backyard Birds.